Going to do an insight video today. Again, I was just sort of like connecting in yesterday, looking at the eternal moment, the internal sort of vibration and frequency, and I was connecting in yesterday. And as I was going to work, I was sort of feeling this sense of everything is consciousness and everything is vibration, and they go hand in hand. And this time is, and this age is very much around raising consciousness and raising vibration, and consciousness and vibration are directly connected to creation. So it's like sort of yesterday I was being sort of directed very much so about my own consciousness, my own sort of frequency and my own vibration. And again, I was talking about yesterday, I was talking about this sense of being in the eternal moment, and being in the eternal moment, how it opens up our energy frequency to be connected to the guides, the angels, the masters. And consciousness is very much connected to this, and vibration is, and like I said, vibration and frequency, they're very much connected to sort of opening our channel, opening our energy up to start to receive, start to be connected, to be aligned. And yesterday when I was sort of like driving to work, I was very much sort of connected again in this eternal moment, and consciousness is very sort of relevant in that. Your consciousness is sort of like how you use your energy, and sort of the vibration is very much connected to the energy, and consciousness is an energetic thing. It's not necessarily thoughts and feelings. It's more about your energy. It's about your awareness. It's about your awareness and your understanding of how you apply consciousness to the external world, like the material world, the 3D reality. And it was very much being connected into that yesterday, in the eternal moment again, and the eternal self is very much connected into that. It's the awareness and the understanding that you're light and your energy, and you can consciously use that energy, apply it in your life to create a higher frequency, a higher vibration within your reality. And the more that you do that, the more you're aligned, the more you come back. And it's like when I was doing it yesterday, and I was connecting into that, the human self, although I've been talking about integrating with the higher self, the human self disappeared, and what was left was a light and energy. And again, this is like the eternal self. The eternal self is light, energy, vibration, frequency, and consciousness. And all of these things are interlinked. They're not separate. And again, this is that deep wisdom, that deep teaching of non-separation in that sense. That nothing's separate, and the eternal moment is this whole idea of like a vibration, a frequency that is an infinite vibration, an infinite frequency that just vibrates over all dimensions, all realities at once. So in that sense, again, this eternal self, this eternal moment. And again, when we talk about, like Eckhart Tolle talks about the power of now, I feel this very much connects into that. It's again this frequency that has no separation, that has no divide, that has no limits and limitations, because it's just one infinite frequency. And when we start to understand this, and we start to become connected into it, again, I said about this sense of nothing's lost, that all vibration, all frequency has always been, is all creation, is always been here. And in that sense, again, the eternal moment, the eternal truth, or the eternal sort of self, teachings and vibrations and frequencies that were here before, but it's not even that they were here, they're still here. It's about, again, this state of consciousness, this state of frequency, and this state of vibration, that when we open up to that, and we once again align with it, then those levels of vibration and frequency, where we had qualities and gifts and things that we could do through creation, and how we aligned with each other, and how we were able to sort of like telepathically, in a sense, sort of like connect with each other in that kind of way. In Atlantis and Lemuria, they talk about amazing things that they could do within that spiritual age, and that spiritual age is here now. And this is what the eternal moment teaches us. This is what the eternal self teaches us, that nothing is separate and nothing is lost, and nothing needs to be reclaimed in that sense, because it's always been here. The difference is we're not really vibrating on a frequency that we were conscious of it. And this is why conscious and vibration and frequency are so important, because that's what they are. They are sort of energy, the vibrations and frequencies, that when we align with them, we attune to them. And once again, um, these levels of frequency can be open to us again in this age, in this time. And this is what I feel like a lot of the guides, the masters, the angels, um, were very much teaching in these golden ages, where they talk about Atlantis and they talk about Lemuria. They were talking about this eternal self, this eternal moment, uh, where we could actually, and this eternal truth of oneness, the universal law of oneness, of the universal law of vibration and frequency, and like I said, how it connects to the universal rhythm of the universal law of rhythm again, which is growth. But growth is about opening again. It's about this ascension. It's about this knowledge and this understanding that ascension is coming back to harmony, it's coming back to balance, it's coming back to oneness, it's coming back into this ability of being again. And beingness again is this sense of um, the awareness that the energy and the light, and this eternal self is always been there. It's always been available. We can always access it, and this is what this time's about again. And this is why I feel like this kind of teaching of the eternal self and the eternal truth, and the eternal moment is coming back, because it's letting us know that that there is no separation, and everything is consciousness and everything is frequency. So again, it's this kind of when Saint Germain talked about like transmutation and transformation, and like they talk about spiritual alchemy, they're talking about this. The eternal moment is this. It is spiritual alchemy. It's creation. It's this sense and this understanding and this awareness again that we can create, because there's an infinite vibration that is limitless, and it's not separated. So the spirit world and the infinite teachers, the universal guides, the universal teachers, are around us and are here now, and all we have to do is connect into them and align with them, because all we have to do is be in that eternal moment. When we're in that eternal moment, then we're aligned again, we're in harmony, we're open, we're as open channels to once again be in that infinite frequency, which is again the eternal moment. And once we learn that, then we can then start to shift and change, but create reality in a spiritual, more in a spiritual way, and applying wisdom and awareness. And what it will do is it will activate our human bodies on a more spiritual frequency and a more spiritual vibration, that will become light and energy. And becoming light and energy was one of the sort of the purposes of having a human form. The human form, the human body can sort of like absorb a huge amount of light, a huge amount of frequency, and the more that we become conscious, and the more we become aligned with these vibrations, the more we become open to these light bodies, these light frequencies. And um, I read I think I read something called Mona Rolfe years ago, The Sacred Vessel, and this book had an absolute impact on me. They were talking about Lemuria, they were talking about like Atlantis, and they were talking about in Atlantis where they had crystal chambers, and they split the soul into like two aspects, like the male and the female aspects of like splitting it into these two sort of aspects. Um, and like Lemuria was talking about, these beings were Lemuria. They were these really tall beings, but they were like beings of light. They were beings that they had light bodies, and they weren't physical, but they were on this plane. They were on this plane of frequency, but they were walking as light and energy. And I feel, with this sort of like level of understanding, with this like eternal moment, this eternal truth, um, we can once again bring those vibrations, bring those frequencies once again to the planet. And I feel this is what the masters are trying to talk to us about, and they're trying to give us this insight. Illumination is around this. It's becoming a light body again. It's aligning with wisdom, spiritual wisdom, It's been in that eternal moment. It's bringing illumination, and it's anchoring energy, and anchoring, energy within your own body, but within the consciousness, the collective consciousness on the planet. And this eternal moment opens us up to not just the collective consciousness of this planet, but the infinite consciousness, the universal consciousness of source energy, but all dimensions and all realities. And this is what this time, there is no limit. This is the thing. When I talk about these kind of things, and you start really, going deeper and seeing the deeper wisdom and the deeper insight and the eternal truths in things, you start to see there is no limits, there is no separation, there is only oneness. And you also see that there's infinite opportunities, infinite vibrations, infinite frequencies, infinite energy that can be accessed and tapped into, when you're in this eternal self and this eternal moment. And this is what we were born with. These were the purpose, but also part of the ascension of coming back to oneness and harmony. But it was also like it's like our divine purpose to be born into this and to awaken and remember. And this is what this time's about. And that's the insight for today.